All right, folks, what's up? Now, this is if you want to go from, let's call this the intake swap. If you want to go from a 5.7 Hemi truck intake to a car intake. Now, there are some differences between it, and there are some stuff you're going to have to do to make this swap complete. One thing is the money. Now, I'm just going to tell you right now, if I was to do this swap again, I probably would not do it again. Because it's really just for cosmetic looks. And me, I don't even mind the truck look. I'm trying to sell this thing anyway. See if I get what I paid for that. I paid $100 for that. 75 for the timing cover, so I'm about 175, and then I just paid 34 for the gasket. So let's just say $200, which could have won $200 for something else. But anyways, I'm already here. I'm just letting you guys know I was a guinea pig of my own experiment. So let's do a little quick breakdown on the differences. So one of the main differences you can see on the intake is basically the look off back. These are all the truck intakes from like 03 to probably 08 till they change it and they start making the trucks have the same as the car. Now the big difference is obviously the intake. You do have to change a few things. I'm gonna let you know what those are and I'm gonna show you. Now one thing I do like about the truck intake fuel rail is it has a Schrader valve. I don't know if you know what the Schrader valve is. Basically where you could test the fuel pressure right there. Put your fuel pressure tester and you could test it right there. And I was thinking about swapping it, but I probably won't because it's already there. I don't feel like doing all that extra, but I might. I don't know. And as you can see on the car intake, it does not have a Schrader valve. What is it? Well, it does not have the Schrader valve. And another mod you're going to have to make is for the throttle body. So on the truck throttle body, you can see that it's going to sit probably about right here, something like this. And when you do that, you're also going to have to make modify the harness. It's really not modifying, you're just going to have to run the wire from the throttle body sensor. See this wire right here? See how the car is at the front, but in the truck it's in the middle. So the wiring comes from here and it plugs into like right around here. Just imagine if the throttle body is on here. But in the car, you see it's way up front. So basically, I don't know how good you are in wiring. If I get a schematic, I could basically read any wiring. Once I figure out what is what and it displays it, I can figure it out. I'm not saying I'm the best, but I'm okay. So you're gonna have to basically run those wires all the way, cut through the wiring harness and make it run all the way up to the front. And that's what I had to do. That was a mod I had to do. Another mods you got to do when you're doing coming from a truck intake to a car intake, you have to change the timing cover, which I have both right here. Now, this is the car timing cover. This is the truck timing cover. You will have to replace it because that car intake cannot fit on this due to this gets part of the bracket right here. It will hit this. I don't know what that bows to, but you have to change it to the car timing cover. You can see the difference. Now, if I'm not mistaken, with a car timing cover, you could fit either the truck or the car intake manifold. Don't hold me to it. I think that's what I read somewhere. I can't remember. And another thing you're going to have to change is the crank sensor, because the plug is different on the car compared to the truck. So you will have to change this. See the difference? So you will have to change the crankshaft sensor, or the crankshaft sensor. You will have to change that. So all I did was take the one from my truck timing cover and put in the car timing cover. So I ain't got to change no harness or nothing. I just plug it in the same way. And since I got it off, I might as well change the gasket. These gaskets kind of expensive. I mean, Rock Auto has one for 14, but I got one for like 20 or 30 something with shipping. Should have went with the Rock Auto, but it also comes with the front seal. Comes with a front seal So if I were you, I'd just replace both so you ain't got to worry about the front leaking no oil or coolant. So I say I'm about $200 into this swap. Like I said in the beginning, would I do this again? No, because I could use that $200 for something else, my glass, something more valuable, and actually something I actually needed. This was just more of a cosmetic type thing. But the truck, I mean, some people I see, they take this off and just put the intake, leave the intake here and just bolt a long intake pipe, which I could have done and then save me $200 and still had a Schrader valve. But it is what it is. I was the guinea pig of this swap. So I'm gonna go over one more thing. If you want to swap your truck intake to a car intake, you will have to swap timing cover, crankshaft sensor, and you will have to reroute your wiring for the throttle wire. So you will have to reroute that. So those are the three things you will have to change. Other than that, everything else is about the same. But this is a little quick update on if you wanted to go from a truck intake to a car intake manifold. Get you a wide view of how everything is. For me, it was about $200 for the swap, I'll say. Because these intakes, car intake, kind of expensive. I got lucky and found this on Craigslist for $100. These are kind of expensive too. The timing cover, I got lucky and found this for $75. So easiest way to do this is just buy a car engine, but most people go with the 5.7 of the truck because they're cheaper. So it's all up to what you like. Me, like personally right now, I said I would just want to stick with the truck. I said screw it. But would I do it again? No. But I was a guinea pig. Just letting you guys know what you have to swap. Crankshaft sensor you have to swap. That is this. It goes into the timing cover. You will have to route the wiring for your harness and the throttle. And you will have to change your timing cover. But those are the three things you have to change. But just a little quick update. And if you want to do that swap, have a good one. Keep pushing. Talk to y'all later. Peace.